Yo, what's good? Boys and girls, yeah, good afternoon. Filming during the day this time. Don't know if you can tell, because I kind of got the lights and it is getting a bit darker, but yeah, no nighttime video today, so yeah. Don't know if I want to keep on filming in the selfie mode or whether I want to, do it in the other mode you have on your phone to see, like, what the camera quality is and stuff. Because I have a camera, but I'm just working out how to use it. I think I just saw a cat run across my fence. Interesting. But yeah, let's get straight into it. So, social media. Yeah, we all use it. It's just kind of reality at the moment. And yeah, we all use it for, talking to other people or our friends, entertainment. If you're promoting a product, social media is very good for exposure and it's free. Sorry, I thought I heard someone outside my room. Yeah, it's good for exposure as well. But, there is always a but. Yes, nowadays, everybody is chronically addicted to social media. Just the new generation is going to be like cripplingly addicted to social media. And you see it more and more often. All these like more and more cases of all these young people getting, anxiety, depression, all this kind of stuff. And you kind of take a deeper look into it. And also, this doesn't just have to be people with, depression, anxiety. It could be people with, bad mood or bad mental well-being or are in a bad, mental state. They don't have any motivation to do anything, all that kind of, no drive, all that kind of stuff. And you take a deeper look into it and you look at the screen time and you see they have like 6 to 7 hours of screen time, and that being from, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. Now YouTube isn't as bad as TikTok and Instagram because you still have that long form content and isn't killing your focus, but it still can kill the time you could have spent on like other stuff as well. And I'm not here again to point fingers and say I'm better than you, or why does that person have all these issues, because not sometimes, the fact is that some people do have issues and they just need help. But what I'm trying to say is like spread awareness and kind of, show a correlation, and you ever notice that when you're on your phone for too long, you kind of don't really feel much better afterwards. You don't feel like you spent your time that wisely, but because it's so addictive, you kind of just continue doing it, and then you just don't feel great. That's this like what this whole video will kind of be about. But why I think social media is killing progress in a lot of people is, first of all, it kills your focus. And I reckon it's a pretty obvious one and one that everybody knows, but they just choose to ignore because, people choose to ignore it. You have all these, especially TikTok, short form, 15 to 30 seconds long. And sometimes these videos can have all these different bits of information just like, thrown at you in this, short time frame. And you're kind of just so used to all of this and all this stimulation, whatever, that when listening to your teacher, I'm just using this as like an example because I'm a student. You're in class and you're listening to your teacher, speak for like 10, 15 minutes, and you can't even go that long without kind of needing to be stimulated by something else. Some people I see like go on their phone and stuff, they need to like see something and see a message and all that kind of stuff. Like they can't focus for 10 minutes on something that isn't really that hard to focus on. Now we can all be like silly and try and be funny now and again, because especially like my age, because that's kind of what teenagers do. But you see it a lot more that people can't they don't have any focus, and it's almost they feel uncomfortable being off their phone. It's like when they're just sitting there without their phone, it's like 10 minutes seems like an eternity, and they're like uncomfortable in being in their own thoughts, you know. So that's one thing that I think is the reason why social media kills progress. The other thing I think that is the reason why social media kills progress is it creates the illusion of progress. Actually, I'll do that one next. Actually, it can also make time go so quickly that you don't even realize it. Like, have you noticed that sometimes you go on TikTok or Instagram Reels or something, and you kind of like get hooked, because the algorithm knows that like what you enjoy, and they just feed you more and more of it, and it gets you hooked. Like, I've noticed that when I just like kind of hop on to, I don't do this anymore. Like, it's been like a good like while since I actually go on Instagram Reels, like, because I just noticed this. But you go on Instagram Reels, and you go into like one or two videos, and then you're just hooked, and you just want to see the next, and there you go. Half an hour goes by, and then you notice that, and you're like, holy, and then you go back onto it or whatever. Another half an hour goes by. That's just an hour that you spent literally doing nothing. You were an observer of just rubbish as well. It's not like you're watching some movie or some like classical movie, or reading a book where you kind of are getting something out of it. You're watching crap. Most of the stuff that's on TikTok and Instagram Reels is just crap, and I found that it like literally rots my brain. So yeah, the other thing, the thing that I said before, is it gives you the illusion that you're actually having progress when you're really not, and that thing is watching self-improvement videos. But it's not like watching one. It's more like when you just like kind of binging them, and seeing one, and you're like, oh, I want to now watch this thing that could improve this part of my life. Oh, and now I want to watch this and this and this and all this different stuff, and you end up again wasting 2 hours watching these self-improvement videos that you're not actually going to use. You just watched it for the sake of feeling good about yourself, because yay, I'm getting progress from getting more knowledge that I'm actually not going to even incorporate in my life, because half of it I don't actually even believe, but I just wanted to watch it for the sake of watching it. And again, there's nothing wrong with watching self-improvement content, because I myself do watch it, but when you start binging it, that's when it kind of then kills your whole progress, because you're just binging it and wasting your time, and most of the time, and most of the stuff they tell you, you're not even going to like apply. It's more when you just take like bits of information and then you try and apply it. That's when it kind of matters. So that's the other thing. Other thing as well is like, especially Instagram. Instagram is one of those apps that when you're like highly ambitious or wanting to achieve a lot of things, and you like these, people who are successful, whatever, and again, the algorithm feeds you all of this stuff, and your goals in that field or whatever are almost, they're almost silenced, because you're so focused and dedicated and wanting to go down that path of progressing to that end goal, and then you like have a little break and go on Instagram, whatever, and you see all these people achieving literally your dreams, like as though it was just like a casual job, casual little thing, not knowing that those people are either like just a prodigy, the luck of the draw, or are literally just lying to you. And yeah, you see all these people achieving all these things that you want, and then you kind of my camera. Yeah, you go comparing yourself, and it almost goes into this whole negative loop of comparing yourself, because you might just be a bit slow in achieving that thing. I personally am slow on getting to places that I want to be at, whether it's finishing a book, or anyway, I can't really think of anything at the moment, but you know, people work at different rates, and when you see people who work either incredibly fast rates and can just get to things, like can achieve things a lot quicker than you or whatever, you end up just, you know, comparing yourself, and then you spend all this time then thinking about it or whatever. And I've noticed as well, when I see someone, you know, doing a lot better than me, I kind of then go onto their page and see what else they've done, and kind of go on a whole like search for all this. And then again, I've spent wasted time on like something that actually does not contribute anything to my life or to my progress. If anything, it's probably taken away. And also, it can, you know, kill your momentum because you were so focused, and you know, you had your goal in mind for the day or whatever, and then you see this and it just kills it, and then you like question or whether you should, you know, continue on your path of getting to wherever you want to be. And I've noticed that myself as well. So that's the other thing. And do I have anything else? Oh, and the other thing as well, it can get you, you know, mentally fatigued without even, you know, having any physical output, without even like doing anything physical. And the physical thing doesn't have to be, you know, running or, you know, doing gym, which it is good to have, good to do in your life. But when it comes to just like progress, like getting stuff done, not just, you know, being an observer and scrolling, like you ultimately will get fatigued and stuff, and then you think again, you're in that illusion. It's like, oh yeah, I've worked hard today, but really, you haven't done anything. You just were watching reels all day, or watching all that short form content which you didn't benefit from, and you just wasted another day. So yeah, hope you enjoyed that video. Hope you got something out of it, you know. And yeah, let me know what you want to see in the comments, and see you in the next video.